of Lady Master Venus, charged with her love and carrying the responsibility to redeem the feminine nature in all mankind. So she came to redeem the flame of woman, which was fallen because of the actions of Eve. Um, Another one of her embodiments, after that, she came to embody in Atlantis. She served in the healing temple, the Temple of Truth, and she tended the flame and studied the healing arts and disciplines necessary for precipitation. This is where she developed her great concentration and consecration to the Immaculate Concept. So it was her consciousness and the momentum more than any others that sustained that flame in the temple and expanded its influence throughout Atlantis. The purity of her heart flame and her devotion shone upon her face and was evident to all who frequented that temple. She was a temple virgin during that entire embodiment. In the Old Testament, in the days of Prophet Samuel, Mary was called to be the wife of Jesse and the mother of 8 sons. Each son fulfilled magnified the light of the 7 rays of the Christ in the first 7 sons. And the 8th son, David, embodied the flame of the 8th ray. And David, as you know, later on was going to be embodied as Jesus Christ. So she was beloved Jesus' mother twice. And as the mother of Jesus, she came under the direction of hierarchy, and she was chosen to bear the flame and the consciousness of Jesus the Christ, so that he may become physically manifest into our world, and so that he would demonstrate the laws of alchemy and victory, so that we can attain our victory over sin, disease, and death. In the meantime, her twin flame Archangel Raphael and also the god and goddess Meru helped her hold the balance for all this while she was embodied on earth. Beloved Saint Joseph, which was an embodiment of Saint Germain, came to be the guardian and protector of Mother Mary during this embodiment. In the later years, she was also a part of the apostles, and she gathered with them in the inner circle of devotees who made themselves ready to partake of the initiatic mysteries, to receive instruction, and to receive the sacred word of Jesus Christ. She was also there during the descent of the Holy Spirit on the day of Pentecost, so that those on earth could also follow the teachings of the Ascended Masters in that time. Mother Mary was acknowledged head of that community of light bearers. It's not known in the Catholic circles, but for us from the Ascended Masters, they have told us that she was the center of the circle of the apostles and the disciples and the holy women. It is believed that Mother Mary last years of her life in Jerusalem and made her transition from the holy city in about the year 48, and later on she made her ascension, which is called the Assumption in the Catholic Church. Since then, Mother Mary has appeared to us on many occasions, especially during the 1900s and also during the Middle Ages. And as you know, there have been appearances of Mother Mary in Fatima, in Lourdes, and recently Medjugorje, and many other there are many other instances where she has appeared to us. It's interesting to note that when she was still an embodiment, that she went to some of these places. She traveled there during those times before she made her appearances later on in more recent times. And now, beloved Mother Mary, what she does right now for us is she holds the focus of light for the feminine ray for us. She works with the Darjeeling Council in their service to the will of God on behalf of all mankind, and a wonderful dispensation that she has. She has a blue cape focusing that will and its intense protection for the Christ consciousness that emerges within every soul. We can call upon that cape, and she will place that cape around all who are in need of a protection of the mother's love. She renders assistance with beloved Archangel Raphael in preparing the way for incoming children, in teaching the parents, and in guiding the body elemental in forming their physical bodies. Mary's focus of the Sacred Heart is in the Resurrection Temple, and there is a focus of the threefold flame commemorating the mission of the Christ of the Holy Trinity. Her service with beloved Saint Germain and Jesus laid the foundation for the 2,000 years of Christian belief and service, and also for the coming age. Mother Mary says, "My appearances through the centuries have centered on the request for prayers and for the giving of the rosary for the saving of souls. Millions have been saved because millions have been responding to my call. So that's about it for Mother Mary right now. And we will talk a little bit about more of her dispensations in a few minutes. So right now, we'd like to give us a special story maybe that each one of us has. And I would like to share with you a special story that I have. One time, about 25 years ago or so, I was with my daughters. They were about 7 and 9 years old, and with a young man who was a keeper of the flame, and he was about 18 years old, and he was living with us. We had gone to the retreat, the July retreat, and we were on our way home, and we were driving, and I realized that I only had a certain amount of money and that I would have to make it last all the way while we were driving. And by the time we got to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, I discovered that I was very tired and I couldn't drive anymore. And I barely had enough money just to get home. I had, I think, $23 left. And so I made a call, this fiery call to Mother Mary, where I connected in my heart with her. And I said to her that as a mother, I was connecting with her and I wanted to have her help because she knew what it's like to be a mother, wanted to protect her children, to have the best for her children. And I told her, I said, please, Mother Mary, help us find the most perfect, beautiful shelter. I would like some clean running water and a beautiful bathroom that'd be absolutely spotless and that we be in a safe place. So I asked her to direct us. So I was inspired at the edge of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I was inspired to go to this hotel motel area. And I went in and I told the receptionist, I think he was the owner, and I said, I'm sorry to have to ask you this way, but I only have $23 and I need a place to stay for my 2 children and a young man that I am in charge of. And I said, do you have anything that I could have for $23? And he said, well, we just sold out our last room and it's way more than $23, but I think I might have something for you. Come with me. So he walked with me to the back of the whole area, and the whole place was absolutely beautiful outside, beautifully manicured gardens. And then he showed me a teepee, and he said, you can rent this teepee, you can stay here for the night, and there are bathrooms right over here. There's a building, they have bathrooms and you can go in and they have showers and it's absolutely clean. So guess what happened? We rented that teepee for the night, and it was the most beautiful experience. Of course, we had to sleep with on top of a rug on top of dirt, but through the top of the teepee we could see the night sky with all the stars. And guess what? There was a stream right next to it with clean running water, just what I asked for. And when we went to the restrooms to take our showers, they were just absolutely spotless, and it was so peaceful and safe. And I remember when he first told me about the teepee, I just thought, Mother Mary, I guess I have to accept what you gave me, because you gave me exactly what I asked for. I asked for shelter, for running water, and for a clean bathroom and a safe area. So I got everything that she asked me for. And I was so grateful. And of course, my children were absolutely thrilled that they got to sleep in a teepee. And I was just so grateful that I could feel Mother Mary's presence. It was so close to my heart, and she gave us everything that we needed. So that was my little story.
Oh, Anna Maria, that is such an awesome story. Thank you. What I like about stories, and I like about that story, no matter how long we've been on this path, the practicality of Mother Mary and the Masters. And before we go on, I know Vicki has a story to share, and then I will, but before we go on, I just want to say, for those of you who are brand new keepers of the flame, or maybe you're not a keeper of the flame, this all may be a lot to absorb right off the bat. Maybe you never thought about Mother Mary having different embodiments and being on Venus and all these different things. But I know that you will understand, and I'm sure you have studied enough, or you wouldn't be here, to realize that the flame that we talk about is that spark of God in our hearts, the flame of God that is placed there. And we, as keepers of the flame, our goal is to nourish that flame, not only in ourselves, but in other people and on planet Earth. And so when Anna Maria was giving the history of Mother Mary and some of her offices, I was struck by how long, how thoroughly, she represents and is our Divine Mother, how powerfully, and what that really means. And of course, some of the things we've referenced are in the Bible, And you can go back and look at that. Some of you may not have been raised with the Bible. I think we have some people here who have come from Buddhist backgrounds, and you'll find the Divine Mother in Buddhist backgrounds and Asian backgrounds too. Of course, we have Kuan Yin, but we also have various depictions of the Blessed Mother Mary as in her Asian, I guess you could call her embodiment, almost a garment. So please, if there's something you don't understand or you'd like clarified, please speak up or put something in the chat. And also, the other last thing I might say is that you probably are familiar with the etheric temples. So when we sleep at night, we can go to other dimensions, and we can go to the classrooms and temples and other places of the Ascended Masters if we've earned that. And if we may not remember it consciously, we most likely don't, some people do. But so she is in the resurrection temples, and that would mean focusing that wonderful vibration of resurrection. And I think we all need resurrection these days. So thank you so much for that. And please don't hesitate to let us know if you need us to clarify. Anything you want to add to that, Anna Maria?
No, I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Oh, and I also want to say that when you want to find a quick summary of Mother Mary and her embodiments, I recommend going to the Summit Lighthouse Encyclopedia, which is an amazing source of information. I printed this off, about from the encyclopedia. It has many pages of her lifetimes, and you will find it inspiring. So Vicki, would you share a story with us in your life of Mother Mary, please?
I sure will. Thank you, Lois. I'm so happy to be here today because I really feel that I am here because of Mother Mary. I was raised in a very small town of 1,000 people in Illinois for the first 15 years of my life, and only had an experience of going to Protestant church, which was fine, and it was helpful, and I was glad I was able to do that. And then we moved to a larger city, about 50,000. That was a city. And then I also went to the Protestant church there until I went out and graduated from high school. Then I went into nurses training into a Catholic hospital. And we had to do the rosary in the morning before we started our day. I don't remember how long it was. So after a period of time, I just fell in love with Mother Mary. Whatever it was just, oh, I love this. I love this. Eventually, I became a Catholic and was very faithful and devoted and so forth. But there was a period of time, some years around it, that I really felt that something had happened, didn't seem to be as strong or whatever I felt. So late, I did move on to Chicago for a period of time, and I had kind of a rough time. But in 1973, very shortly after Mark Prophet ascended, I could feel my life changing. I started playing the guitar, enjoyed life a little more. And guess what I learned? The only song I learned, Green Sleeves. In 75, I was inspired, I'm sure by Mark, to get out to California. And I began a search for about 2 to 3 years for this church, or this right church. I went to several churches in the Bay Area, all different kinds of churches. Nothing seemed right. And I was downtown San Francisco, and I got on my knees. I had just finished a fast. And I said, God, you've got to find this right church for me. And I could just feel this light coming down. And it was about maybe a year or two. I walked into the San Francisco Teaching Center. A nurse I met told me about it. And then my very first service, I could feel during this Sunday worship service, this real light, what I call the real light. And in this book of Mary's Message for a New Day, one of the chapters does talk about why this light is so powerful, not only because of course it comes from Mother Mary and God, but there's sort of like a masculine aspect to the mother light, or I don't want to give the direct teaching because I wouldn't say it as it says, but you can look in there and find out a little bit more about why this light is so strong. Anyway, I'm so grateful because I began my path of devotion to her, and I just love sharing any information about her. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki. Pardon me for that phone going off. I've taken care of that now.
At least
Yes.
it's not the cuckoo clock.
Close my door, you smarty. People who are on Zoom meetings with me, like the 6 a.m. rosary or whatever it is, they know there's a cuckoo clock in the hall. And cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Well,
Okay.
one thing I learned in your story, Vicki, is that next time we have a Zoom, we want you to bring your guitar, please.
Oh, yeah, sure. Maybe I'll play trumpet. I'm as much better at that. So.
Trumpet, okay. So there was a question on the chat, Anna Maria, and I did answer it on the chat, but I want to make sure I was right. And that question is about the cape. The question was, what cape did you say Mother Mary has, and how can you learn out more about it? And I thought it was a blue cape of protection, and you can find it on TSL Encyclopedia, but do you have anything else on that?
Yes, let me see. It's just she wears a blue cape, and as we know, sometimes when the masters say cape or mantle, it's actually, you know, a cape of light. So so she has a blue cape that embodies that manifests the will of God and obedience to the will of God, and it's also for protection. And she told us that we can call upon that cape for the protection of ourselves and for others.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll share my little story. And those of you who are on the Chicago service, I know you've heard this, and I've told it to other people before, but when I first found the teachings, I was like, Vicki, I came from a Protestant background. We were never taught about Mother Mary. So when I came to the Summit Lighthouse, we learned about this wonderful Divine Mother and to give a rosary every day. And I thought, okay, that's what they say to do, so I'll do it. And I was right here, you know, this has to be 25 or 30 years ago, probably closer to 30 years ago. So I was right here in this very house at my parents' house visiting, and now I'm here with my dad, and I live here with my dad now. But in between all that, you know, 25 years I've lived elsewhere. So right here in this house, in the den, I had this ancient machine. Does anybody remember what these are?
Oh, wow.
And it weighs about 20 pounds, I have to say. It's, of course, an audio cassette player. And I was playing one of the rosaries on there. And I was falling asleep and chastising myself and saying, you are such a poor student of the Ascended Masters. You're just falling asleep. You know, what kind of student are you? But I was still falling asleep. And then my mother walked in the room and she said, where are the roses? And I said, what roses? She said, I smell roses. It's very strong. I was just in the kitchen chopping onions and I smell roses. So I look in the newspaper to see if there's an advertisement for perfume or something that has rose scent. There was nothing. So then I realized it was Mother Mary. And, you know, the reason I love to share this story is because I think it illustrates so deeply for me and everyone that the Master and Mother Mary is right there. I mean, she's not coming. She's not far away. She's right there when you even put on a CD or you go to the website and you go to devotions and you find under devotions, you'll find Rosary on the Summit Lighthouse website, or you can order them, you know, come and play them on your phone. You can put them anyway. She's right there. And even if you're falling asleep, she said you could play a rosary while you're eating breakfast. She's there. So I know I want to keep an eye on the time, but I do have to say that I told the Chicago Teaching Center that recently there was a hurricane bearing down on the island of Kauai, and I really believe, along with the other masters and the prayers and the rosaries, Mother Mary diverted that hurricane. And then even this meeting, all the opposition, some of you haven't heard, we've been praying that all would go well, but with some, like, how many people, 63 people, you know, all coming to venerate Mother Mary, there was opposition. So we were all supposed to be on at 12:30, and lo and behold, Anna Maria says, no power. I have no power at my house. There's a big thunderstorm, and we didn't know if she was going to get power. And we did, you know, made calls, did a rosary, and now here we have Anna Maria. So thank you, Mother Mary. Don't leave home without her. So we would also, I know some of you, I know every one of you most likely has an amazing story, but for the sake of time, I think that we better, send them by chat, or maybe we'll have another meeting to share some of those stories. And at least if we have time later, we can do that. But we have so many things that are awesome for you. And next, I would like to share some really practical little teachings, the sweetest little things that we have found. And thanks to Vicki for doing some of this research, and Anna Maria for even knowing what to research. So Vicki, could you share please about the garland of roses?
Yes. I just want to say I was so happy to do this because I even know how much more there is, and how the blessings and how many years Mother Mary dictated and gave us this wonderful thing. So anyway, so volume 16, number 30, Beloved Mother Mary, was given, this is a dictation given on July the 29th, 1973. And she said, and the title of it is, this dictation was Communion Feast at the Temple of the Resurrection with Mary, Jesus, and Lanillo. Said, and when you come to a certain place in your momentums of attainment in giving the rosary, I will come to you, and I will place about your neck a rosary of roses, composed of fiery stars, each bead a star of light. And you will know when I come in that very hour, for you will feel the garland of light around your neck. And it will be as a reward for faithful service to my Immaculate Heart and to the rose, which symbolizes the unfolding of the mother flame in the consciousness of mankind.
That's so beautiful. I love the concept of a rosary of roses placed around one's neck. I find that if I have something like this to visualize, if you're praying and you think, oh, Mother Mary, I pray for your garland of roses around my neck, it's just so deep. It makes me really feel close.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And Anna Maria, I think you were going to share something about organizing your house and things like that.
Yes. I'm so very grateful for this dispensation, and I have used it many times to organize and help clean my house. And Mother Mary, if you remember, she does so many things. Mother told us once she's a very modern woman and can do many things. And Mother Mary told us too in another dictation, she's a leader of armies. So you can imagine her consciousness, how it is. And in a dictation on, let's see, it was volume 26, number 28B, July 10th, 1983, Beloved Mother Mary told us, she said, quote, I am a mother of your heart. I am an organizer, an administrator. I am a priestess, and I lead also armies of heaven. You may know me in one or many of my offices, but above all, remember that I assist you in your own path of personal management, organization of your life, the setting of priorities, the use of the hours and of your strength while the day is. For the night cometh when no man can work, and that night may either be the dark night of the soul or the dark night of the spirit. In hours of initiation, when you must deal with the total planetary consciousness and karma, you will spend all of your energy dealing with that initiation, and therefore make haste to complete the work of your life, so that one day when you are called, always unexpectedly as a thief in the night, as the bridegroom comes, so understand that Maitreya will call you and you will be ready, and others may fulfill and continue what you have begun. The end of the quote. So we can call to her for, personal management, like what do you do for the day? I call to her in the beginning of the day, say, Mother Mary, help me carry something out, whatever it is, help me get all these things done, help me prioritize my life. And also if I'm cleaning the house, I ask her also for helping me to prioritize that and to organize. And there have been many times when it sounds kind of funny, but I don't know where to put something. And I say, Mother Mary, please help me. Where can I put this? How can I organize this? And you definitely feel the intercession. And if you call to her more often, you learn to recognize her presence, and she can help you with things like this. It's such an important dispensation just to think all the things that we're trying to do, especially nowadays. I know for some of us, because of the pandemic, we may have more time, but actually for me, and I know this is the case for some of our ministry team, we're actually busier than before. So that organization requires divine guidance, and so that we can get everything done. So this is a really important dispensation, and I'm so glad to be able to tell you about it.
Oh, I really love that. I think I need to remember that more often, that she can help us organize. I mean, if you looked at my little day timer, planner, this is what it looks like. Look at this writing. This is what it looks like without Mother Mary. I mean, I think I need Mother Mary to really organize it all. And Vicki, I think you were going to share the very sweet story about slippers to wear.
Yes, thank you so much, Lois. And I have never worked with anybody as organized as you, and has so many files to keep straight. It's just amazing. So you're a great statement for closeness with Mother Mary. So only one other one that I was going to share is, I believe, from beloved Mother Mary, May 24th, 1987. And I think it's volume 30, number 21, where she says, "Blessed ones, the hours are moving swiftly. The sweetest joy of my heart in coming to you this evening has been to bring to you the gift of placing your feet on the highway of our God. For this occasion, my angels have sewn for you little slippers that you may wear, soft slippers for a highway that is not rough as earth's highway is, and yet fully adequate to the support you will need on this journey." Thank you.
Now, when would you use something like that? You know, I'm just thinking as you said, that's so beautiful. And my eyes happened to fall on Sergio there. And I thought, okay, Sergio, when do you get to use little soft slippers? Maybe when you go into a big business meeting and, you know, everybody, I don't know what they do in your business meetings where you are, but do you ever need soft slippers to get through that?
Well, Lois, I was just thinking about that because I've been in the field in the last maybe 5 days. And what we do is we use these steel toe boots. So they're very hard on your feet. However, you're in the middle of the fields here in Texas, maybe 200, 100 miles away from the big cities. And so I'm working there 8 hours, 10 hours a day. And then I was coming back on the truck and I'm feeling, well, and I do my decrease coming back to home. So I was just thinking, well, that's a nice idea when I have work all the time, all day, and then coming back and I have those sleepers. That'll be nice. So I can relate to that. So we were talking about the practicality, and so thank you, Mother Mary. I know. And I was just kind of, well, that's what I'm gonna do now.
That's well, great. The slippers have found a good home.
That's right. That is right. That is right. Well, thanks for asking me to share.
Thank you. It must have been a prompting from Mother Mary's angels.
Well, it was kind of intense. It was 3 a.m. in the morning, coming back maybe about 3 days ago. And again, I was just making a call to Archangel Michael in this case is to bring me back home safely. And my feet were hurting. That's what it's gonna say. Okay, so I just put my slippers, my shoes, I changed it in the truck and then coming back. So I think that was Mother Mary just kind of, okay, you know, next time your feet hurts, you can call me and I can comfort you with those slippers. So anyway, so great. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
And you know, she did say that we could have a cup of tea. So do you want to say about that, Ana Maria?
Yes, thank you so much. So if you remember, in some of the dictations, the masters end with, "I am your friend, your true friend, or your long-lasting friend." And what is friend? Friend is actually an office. In the Great White Brotherhood, they say that it is an office of light where you are sharing the Christ consciousness with someone else. So beloved Mother Mary says, in a dictation, she told us, quote, I am not only your mother, but your very personal friend. I ask you to take my hand, to take me to your home, to accept me as your friend, not as a remote deity, an icon, or an object of irreverence, but simply as the handmaid of the Lord. What Lord? Your Lord. I am the servant of the Lord who lives within you. I am one with whom you can be comfortable. I will sit at your kitchen table and have a cup of tea with you. I will receive whatever offering is precious to you and to take it to my heart and give it back to you with the full consecration of my love, unquote. And Lois, could you give the reference for this one? And then I'd like to say something else, please.
Well, we have the reference. Somebody has a speaker on. I think I might have to mute everybody. We have the reference of the date, but we don't have exactly where it's published. It was volume, sorry, I'll give you the date.
I have the date then. I'm
Okay.
sorry. December 31st, 1977. And it is not in the Pearls of Wisdom. I think at some point it was released before, but, and it is published in probably Mother Mary's books. But so anyways, this dispensation is an awesome dispensation because she offers to be our friend. And, you know, you kind of sometimes think you might take that lightly. Sometimes we think of things like that, like, oh, you know, I don't really have tea or something like that. And also things about about the slippers, you know, it seems a little bit like almost like fairy tale, but why does she say this? If you think of all these dispensations she gives to us, being on the path is difficult. We are long suffering. We have been on this path perhaps for thousands of years. And sometimes we experience that burden because we have not crossed over to the point where the light is so evident to us all the time. So she's saying with us, I will be there with you. And she helps us hold that balance. And so we can call to her for instance, for the slippers, we can call to her to bear that. Remember what it's like, we're trekking up this big mountain to reach the summit. So we get tired, we feel these burdens. So we can wear these slippers and we can ask her for tea and we can talk to her about anything. And it's a wonderful way to get to know her, or any master for that matter, when you talk to them and address them as your friends, if you talk to them throughout the day. And Lois and I have talked about this before, for instance, of when we have seen little children talking to statues of Mother Mary or kissing like a picture of Jesus. They recognize this wonderful gift that we have of having them close to us. We think of them in our mind as something remote, but they're not. And Mother Mary here tells us, let's invite her to tea, and we could offer anything to her. So it's a wonderful dispensation that we have where we can ask her into our lives on a daily basis. Anytime we have tea, we can ask her to come and be with us.
I think she would even come if we had rice cakes or anything.
That's right.
But tea is so comforting. It's Mother Mary comfort food. Really a nice time. And if you have never invited Mother Mary for a cup of tea, please do it. I think we will all enjoy it. Maybe that should be our goal this week. And I also want to say that we are working on putting these little dispensations together in a handout. And that's one of the reasons I have all your emails. So I will be able to email to you these wonderful dispensations. So when we get that edited and everything, we can do that. Now, I want to share with you the subject of that little dictation I told you about when I invited you to this meeting. It's called Eyes Right, from October 23rd, 1959. And this is volume 30, number 7. So at this dictation, I thought, why is she so interested in eyes right? And she actually says that it's a phrase that's a military phrase, and it intrigues her as she works with the people who call to her from the armed forces. So I went online to find out what is eyes right. And of course, it is a military drill command. And it was all these commands were developed during the Revolutionary War to give the troops discipline. And once they started to achieve more discipline by these drills, they practiced, marching in these commands, then they started to work as a team. And I thought that was really interesting. But what is eyes right? Well, when a troop or a platoon is they're marching, they're on parade. And when they're going by a very high official or someone who's very special, very important, then the commander says, "Eyes right." And then they all turn their heads and look to the right where the special person is. And they look at that special person. And I'd love to show you the little YouTube that I did for it. I showed it's 1 minute, but for the Chicago service. But I think it's more important to actually do what Mother Mary said to do and have this little meditation, because this involves the mirror. Now, in your invitation letter, your welcome letter, I did mention if you could please see if you have a mirror nearby or one in your pocket or something. So that's what you're going to need, is your little mirror, because here's what Mother Mary said. And then one of our dear members on this Zoom call here took what Mother Mary said and made it into a call. So once we review that, I'm going to send it out to you also so you can make this call. But in the meantime, we'll use it as a meditation. Anyway, this is what Mother Mary said. She said that your eyes tell a story, that there's so much recorded in your eyes, and you can find out a lot by looking into the eyes of another. So she said, would it not be well, therefore, for us to engage ourselves in a cooperative service for the purification of each Chila's own world? Give your attention daily as you stand before your own mirror. So if you have a mirror, we're going to do this meditation in a minute, so you could just use your little mirror. As you stand before your own mirror, call and ask me to purify all your past perceptions of imperfection. Then after you call, see your eyes as I do, as blessed orbs of luminous beauty, veritable windows of the soul through which God can gaze joyfully upon all his creation. So your eyes become God's eyes, and God can look through you at everything he created. And see the perfection that light has placed right there behind the screen of appearances. Then she says to do this for other people. Vest all men with heaven's holy orders, for what you see in others appears more readily in yourselves. So see the divine in others. And this that you do for them, each one, is done for me. As the cosmic law permits, I shall call directly to your own beloved I am presence, which sees in secret, and the presence, you may be sure, shall reward you openly by the gift of clearer vision, both physical and mental and spiritual. The transmutation of your threefold vision will so enhance the power thereof that those seeing you will perceive God, the I am presence, shining through your eyes. And by this perception, the grace of God shall flow to them also, which oft occurred, according to legend, in the lives of many of the saints. And they were transforming thus transforming those on whom you fix your gaze from glory to glory, as the power of God expands its grace to flash forth the greater light of the all-seeing eye directly from your own I am presence. So we are going to do this little meditation. I'm going to make the call in a moment. And following that, we are going to have a rosary to Mother Mary. And for those of you who are new to rosaries, I'm going to put the words up for you, but we'll get to that in a minute. So first, let's just take a deep breath. Take out your mirror, get it ready. Go into your heart. Go into that inner temple of the heart, and then see the threefold flame. And then when you're ready, take your little mirror and look in your mirror as I read this prayer to Mother Mary. In the name of my beloved I am presence and my own beloved Holy Christ self, and in the name of beloved Mother Mary, I pray. Beloved Mother Mary, As I give you my attention today, I ask you to purify all my past perceptions of imperfection. I desire to see my eyes as you do, as blessed orbs of luminous beauty, veritable windows of the soul, through which God can gaze joyfully upon all his creation and see the perfection that light has placed there, right behind the screen of appearances. I ask to vest all men with heaven's holy orders, for I know that what I see in others appears more readily in me. As cosmic law permits, I ask that you call directly to my own beloved I Am presence, which sees in secret, that my presence may surely reward me openly by the gift of clearer vision, both physical, mental, and spiritual. For I desire to see only right and truth. The transmutation of my threefold vision will so enhance the power thereof that those seeing me will perceive God, the I Am presence, shining in my eyes. And by this perception, the grace of God shall flow to them also, thus transforming those upon whom I fix my gaze from glory to glory, as the power of God expands its grace to flash forth the greater light of the all-seeing eye directly from my own I Am presence. According to God's holy will, let it be done. In the name of the Father, and of the Mother, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And take a moment to visualize that beautiful light in your eyes. Whatever you look upon, God is looking through your eyes upon those things. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And the rosary that we're going to give today is from the Bible. A rosary, of course, is a series of prayers and Bible verses put together. This is called the Child's Rosary, so it takes about 15 minutes. And I'm hoping that after that, we can also play a meditation that Anna Maria sent to me last night, which are beautiful pictures of Mother Mary to music. But we will begin with the rosary. And I would like to each of us set the intention for the rosary. One of the slides that you're going to see in the beginning of the Hail Marys will be of Mother Mary's sacred water. Now, I think all of you know, but maybe a few of you don't know, that the gift of the Summit Lighthouse to the world, besides the teachings of the Ascended Masters, is the Yellowstone Hot Springs, Mother Mary's sacred waters, there in Montana on our property, where that water bubbles up out of the ground. And Sanat Kumara, who's known in the Bible as the Ancient of Days, in Hinduism he's known as Sanat Kumara, has promised that that property is meant to be a healing center for the world. And that water that comes up is really found to be very therapeutic, the vibration of it. And we are praying to Mother Mary to please always consecrate that water so that people who go in, people feel some kind of a rejuvenation, a transformation. And so I would like to dedicate at least some of the intention of this rosary to empowering that beautiful water from the heart of Mother Mary and Sanat Kumara. And then, of course, I think to pray for the world, for the United States, of course, in every country. You're all from different countries. Pray for your countries and yourselves, your families. See those rosary beads around whatever the need is. So at this time, if you could please think in your hearts, what is the intention that you are setting, along with perhaps what I have mentioned. And it'll take me just a little bit to configure my share screen and to play the audio at the same time as the PowerPoint with the sound. So if you don't see the words right at first, you will soon, I pray. And so we'll begin that. So at this time, please kind of ignore my screen a little bit and see if you can set your attention and attune with Mother Mary. I'm sorry, someone said they cannot hear the rosary. Is that right? Anna Maria, can you hear the rosary?
It's
can't-
completely off, including the PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint was off too?
Yes.
I'm so
Everything.
sorry, everyone. Thank you. So please be sure to text me if it's, I'm going to try to get that going again. It must not have taken the screen share for some reason. We'll go back to the beginning.
Off again.
I haven't started it yet, but I will soon. I think it'll work this time. Thank you, everyone. Sorry.
A flame is active, a flame is vital, a flame is eternal. I am the God flame of radiant love, the very heart of God and the great central sun, descending from the Master of life. I am charged now with beloved Helios and blessed the supreme God consciousness and solar awareness. Pilgrim of honor, and I am walking, paving the way of the ascended Master's victory that leads to my eternal freedom by the power of the sacred fire this day and always. Continually made manifest in my thoughts, feelings, and immediate awareness, transcending and transmuting all the elements of earth within my four lower bodies, and freeing me by the power of the sacred fire from those disqualifying hosts I have energy within my being. I am set free right now from all that binds, flying through the currents of the divine flame of the sacred fire itself, whose ascending action makes me God in manifestation, God in action, God by direction, and God in consciousness. I am an active flame. I am a vital flame. I am an eternal flame. I am an expanding fire spark from the great central sun, drawing to me now every ray of divine energy which I need, and which can never be requalified by the human, and flooding me with light and God illumination of 1,000 suns, to take dominion and rule supreme forever everywhere I am. Where I am, there God is also, unseparated forever I remain, increasing my life by the smile of his radiance, the fullness of his love, the omniscience of his wisdom, and the power of his life eternal, which automatically raises me on ascension wings of victory, that shall return me to the heart of God, from whence in truth I am come to do God's will, and manifest abundant life to all. I am the fire breath of God from the heart of beloved Alpha and Omega. This day I am the immaculate constant in expression everywhere I move. Now I am full of joy, right now I am the full expression of divine love. My beloved life presence seal me now with the very heart of the expanding fire breath of God. Let His purity, holiness, and love manifest everywhere I am today and forever. I accept this done right now with full power. I am this done right now with full power. I am God, life expressing perfection always at all times. This which I call forth for myself, I call forth for every man, woman, and child on this planet. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I am thy kingdom come. I am thy will be done. I am on earth even as I am in heaven. I am giving this day daily bread to all. I am forgiving all like this day, even as I am also all like forgiving me. I am leading all men away from temptation. I am delivering all men from every evil condition. I am the kingdom. I am the power. And I am the glory of God in eternal immortal manifestation. All this I am. But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he by the grace of God should taste death for every man. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For both he that sanctifieth and they who are sanctified are all of one, for which cause he is not ashamed to call them brethren, saying, I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the church will I sing praise unto thee. And again, I will put my trust in him. And again, behold, I and the children which God hath given me. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For in that he himself hath suffered, being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I am thy kingdom come. I am thy will be done. I am on earth even as I am in heaven. I am giving this day daily bread to all. I am forgiving all like this day, even as I am also all like forgiving me. I am leading all men away from temptation. I am delivering all men from every evil condition. I am the kingdom, I am the power, and I am the glory of God in eternal immortal manifestation. All this I am. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Christ Jesus. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Who was faithful to him that appointed him, as also Moses was faithful in all his house. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For this man was counted worthy of more glory than Moses, inasmuch as he who hath builded the house hath more honor than the house. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For every house is builded by some man, but he that built all things is God. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. And Moses verily was faithful in all his house as a servant, for a testimony of those things which were to be spoken after. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. But Christ as a son over his own house, whose house are we, if we hold fast the confidence and the rejoicing of the hope, firm unto the end. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Wherefore, as the Holy Ghost saith today, if ye will hear his voice. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I am thy kingdom come. I am thy will be done. I am on earth even as I am in heaven. I am giving this day daily bread to all. I am forgiving all life this day, even as I am also all life forgiving me. I am leading all men away from temptation. I am delivering all men from every evil condition. I am the kingdom. I am the power, and I am the glory of God in eternal immortal manifestation. All this I am. Harden not your hearts as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Wherefore I was grieved with that generation, and said, they do always err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. So I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living God. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. For we are made partakers of Christ, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. While it is said, today if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters For some, when they had heard, did provoke, howbeit not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. But with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believed not? Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sons and daughters of God, now and at the hour of our victory over sin, disease, and death. I am that I am. I am the open door which no man can shut. I am the light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. I am the resurrection. I am the ascension and the light. I am the fulfillment of all my needs and requirements of the hour. I am the abundant supply poured out upon all life. I am perfect sight and hearing. I am the manifest perfection of being. I am the illimitable light of God made manifest everywhere. I am the light of the Holy of Holies. I am the Son of God. I am the light in the holy mountain of God. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, life without end. I am, I am, I am. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, in the name of the Catholic Virgin, Amen.
Beloved Mother Mary, we ask for the consecration of this rosary to your Immaculate Heart and to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And we pray that those intentions that have been given by these devotees will be amplified and multiplied for all the people around planet Earth to make this dear planet come one day soon into a golden age. And we thank you and accept it done according to God's holy will. Amen. Now I see that it is almost time for the closing of our time together. So I would like to, in a moment, have Anna Maria offer our closing prayer. But I would like to offer to those of you who would like to stay for 10 minutes longer, I will put on a PowerPoint that I was sent last night, and it has many beautiful manifestations of Mother Mary from around the world. It is set to music, and you simply watch it and enjoy the music for about 10 minutes. So after we enjoy saying, after Maria's closing prayer, and those who want to go, we wave goodbye, then I will stay on, and anyone who wants to is welcome to stay on, and we will play that meditation. So Anna Maria, would you like to seal this for us, please?
Thank you. In the name I am that I am, in the name of the Christ, beloved Alpha and Omega, Father, Mother God, we are so grateful for your divine care for us, your divine intercession in our lives, bringing forth this beloved representative of the Divine Mother to bring us closer to thee, beloved Holy Mother of Light. We are so grateful for Mother Mary's presence on the earth and in our lives. In the name of the Christ, beloved Mother Mary, we ask for your presence to be placed over us. We ask for the protection, safety, and well-being, that cape of protection to be placed over each one of us and over all light bearers and all children of the light, to protect their Christ consciousness. We call and ask for your divine intercession and your dispensations of light for your presence over us, to help us balance the threefold flame, and to help us organize our lives, organize our priorities, that we may accomplish our divine plan and help bring God's manifestation of the will of God to this earth. We call to thee, beloved Mother Mary, for your divine intercession, to learn the immaculate concept for ourselves and for others, that we may know that love of light, that Christ consciousness, that purity of heart with which you see us, that we may know us ourselves as that purity of God, so that we can reflect that back to all those with whom we come in contact with. We ask to be able to share that love, that light, that hope of the Christ within us, so that they may also have that hope of the Christ burning within. Beloved Mother Mary, we are so grateful, and we ask that this light that we have been given, that it be sealed in the love and light of God and protected, and that we may use that light to bring forth God's divine will and the presence of the Divine Mother in our lives and for this planet, in accordance with God's most holy will. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Anna Maria, and thank you everyone for coming today and your devotion. Thank you for your dedication to this path, for your generosity, your giving in every way of your time, your treasure, your support of the sacred water. There are not words enough to say thank you. We are all so very grateful. And now for those of you who want to wave goodbye, I'll take everyone off mute, but then we'll continue on in just a few minutes. Let's see you. This here. Well, you might have to take yourself off of mute.
So glad to see you all. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
God
Say
bless
goodbye,
you,
friends.
Anne-Marie.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, Robert.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Vivian.
Joe.
Bless you.
Laquita, so good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stefan.
And
Hi,
Rhonda.
Stefan.
Hi,
Welcome.
Teresa.
Nice to
Lily.
see you earlier.
Bye.
Teresa.
Maria.
I'm
Oh
staying
my
for a
God.
little longer.
Okay,
Chicago.
that's
Feel
good.
good. I'm staying with you.
I'll just give them a few more minutes.
Good to see you, Lily.
It's so good to see you too.
I'm staying too.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm staying. I'm coloring. Thank you for the
Okay.
coloring sheets.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
I
you.
hope you enjoy them. Yes, they're so beautiful. Anna Maria found those somewhere.
Thank you.
Hey,
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Oh,
bye, Alice. See ya.
Bye.
I'm staying.
Somebody's got music.
Oh, wonderful music.
Hi, everyone around Seattle.
Yeah, bye, Thomas. Thank you for
Yes.
being here.
Reverend Lois, that was an excellent, beautiful service today.
Oh,
Glory to God. Is that Rhonda? I hear you, but I have to get to another.
Hi, Stefan. Hi, Stefan.
Hello. Who's that?
This is the best part where everybody gets to say hi to everybody. Lynn, I didn't see you before. Welcome to Lynn. And Dr. Anna Norden is on. I didn't see you. Welcome.
there we go.
Thank you, Lois. Good to be here.
There's Vivian too.
Lois, can I ask
Vivian.
you a question? I didn't understand well about the sleepers. What that means that Mother Mary.
Slippers.
Those slippers
Yes.
are going to help you out.
Well, slippers are little shoes. They're the kind of little
yeah.
shoes
Oh,
you wear in
shoes.
your house to be comfortable.
I know, but what shall I do with that?
Oh,
That's what
you
I
should
didn't
ask Mother Mary to let you wear them when you need to.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody again, and I will then put on, if I can do it without flubbing up, I'll put on the beautiful meditation. Come on. Why? Here we go. Okay, mute all. All right, everybody. Please be sure and send me a text message on my phone if you're not hearing or seeing anything, because I can't read the chats when I have share screen on. So please, Anna Maria, if you could text me if there's a problem. Thank you. Okay, now we go to
Flow Immortality.
Well, I'm sorry for the scratchy sound. It's always a learning curve. I think it was because I have the PowerPoint stored on a USB thumb drive, and so I didn't download it on my computer. Maybe that was causing the scratchiness, but I hope you enjoyed the pictures
That was beautiful.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
So much work, Lois. Thank you.
To
so
all
much.
of you, and our,
Thank
it's a
you.
team
Wow.
with Vicki and Anna Maria and all of you. Thank you.
God bless you.
So much.
Bless you.
See you
Thank you. That
soon.
was
Goodbye. Oh.
gorgeous.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you, Anna Marie.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Vicki.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
Anna
everybody.
You're
Maria.
welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you, Lois. It was beautiful.
God bless you.
Can't wait for
Bye-bye.
the, can't wait for the next class.
Thank you, Lois. It was beautiful.
Yes,
We don't want to
Lord.
say goodbye. Thank you, everyone. It was beautiful to be with you. And from
We're
people
still
all
having
over
our
the world.
tea.
Pardon?
We're all over the world, Iceland and
Oh,
Portugal,
Philippines.
Philippines.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I'm sure we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
Thank
see you soon.
you.
Take care, everyone. God bless you.
Bye. Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
God bless.